Roll for Crit again at Gen Con 2021. Right now, we are going to talk about Six Siege, a new game that is based on Rainbow Six Siege, Tom Clancy, and it's from Mythic Games. This is a tactical game between two different teams, where one team is trying to rescue a hostage from a building, and the other team is trying to stop them from doing that by any means at their disposal.
Starting with the offense, you're going to go back and forth until A, one team has completely been decimated, or B, they've completed their objective of finding the hostage and bringing them outside. The version we played actually had also a fake hostage, but I imagine we didn't take a look at the rulebook. There could be some other twists depending on what mode you're playing.
Yeah, there are going to be different maps, so there's different scenarios that are possible. This game was on Kickstarter a little while ago. The version we played probably wasn't the finalized version with all the pretty stuff. There might be some components that are changed, but we got to try two teams. I was the one trying to keep the hostage. You were trying to rescue it, and you definitely won pretty handily. You got in pretty quickly. We put our hostages in a place that was not super tactically smart, but it was our first game, so I was learning the lay of things. But it's a very interesting kind of game. I think when I sat down and looked at it at first, I would have expected, as someone who doesn't have interest in any of the Tom Clancy stuff really, that this wouldn't be my kind of game. But playing it, first of all, it's much faster and more accessible, I think, than you would expect from looking at it. And I did have fun with it. I can see how there's a lot of different arrangements you could have, a lot of different possibilities and strategies with how you arrange and position your people and which moves they use when. I think it add a lot to the replay value of it.
Each character is, as I believe, named after one's actually in there with their own unique abilities. So, for example, I had someone who could shut down cameras right away, which was very useful considering where they entered from. You also got people who are obviously better at close range and long range. And this game does go quicker because, like, if you've ever played any first-person shooter, if you're not behind cover, you're not going to end up well. Most dice rolls against someone who did not have any cover ended with them gone, if not like one health remaining.
Yeah, I think he said the average playtime is like 30 minutes or something. So the games go quick, and cover is a big thing. There's a lot of tactical positioning going on. There's tables, you can hide behind walls. You can even use a move to lean out from behind the wall, which has its own special token to signify when you're doing that. So it feels very real, and of course all the furniture is these nice little 3D. They're cardboard, but I really like the added touches that makes it feel like a lived-in 3D environment. So I think if you are a fan of these kinds of tactical games, or maybe even if you're not, or maybe you think that you won't be, like me, sitting down to play this, it was very quick, and it did have a cool theme to it, and I'm interested to see what the other maps are like too, because that could change a lot of how it works.
You can let us know, especially if you've played the video game before, and if this looks like something like, yeah, that is a fair representation of it, and see what you think they did in order to try to keep that feel of the tactical, not knowing what's behind the wall when you're, in essence, seeing everything from above. You can let us know in the comments down below. You've been watching Roll for Crit's coverage of Gen Con 2021. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all our patrons on Patreon for supporting us as well.
Yeah, we're going to have exclusive coverage of Gen Con at patreon.com/rollforcrit, or you can find us right here on YouTube at our podcast. All that stuff is at rollforcrit.com/GenCon. You don't want to miss it.